I'm so sweaty because I'm so stressed. Hello. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, today has been literally one of the most hectic days I've had in so long. I feel like I'm not really used to having hectic days as much anymore because I've been inside all the time and like, you know, working from home and not going to as many events and like just not doing as much. So when days like this happen, I literally feel like not prepared. First off, I just want to say thank you guys for, you know, all the love on my self-love journey video. Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm getting like low-key kind of choked up right now, but it just meant a lot to like see such a positive response in the comments and the amount of DMs I got and everything on Instagram. Like it just really, really means the world to me. And because of that, I feel like it just gives me even more, not ammunition, but like that's the idea that I'm kind of thinking of in my head to be my authentic self. Not that I ever was trying not to be my authentic self, because I feel like, you know, obviously as like a content creator, that is the goal always, but it was really difficult for a long time because I was so unhappy and I was like, I can't literally come on here and be unhappy all the time, every single time I film a video, but that's just where we're at with life. So yeah. That's why I'm starting off this video by saying, you know, it was not the perfect day. It was not a ideal. Lovely. Now my batteries won't charge for some reason. And I don't really know why, because I'm using the same charger that I literally always use. So I may have to take some breaks from filming because the battery is literally flashing red at this point and I'm just starting. We're gonna make it work, and I really have been wanting to show you guys this new foundation technique that I've been doing. I did not invent this, but my makeup style has changed a lot and I'm a lot more into natural makeup. I'm a lot more into the skin looking really nice and natural, and basically the idea of less is more. So this is kind of like an updated foundation technique with that in mind. So my first step, facial oil. This is from Thomas Grove. You can use any face oil that you have, but I like this one because it's kind of like a medium consistency. So I'm literally gonna take that and press it into the skin. And oils have been like an extreme inspiration, I guess you could say, for my makeup, because I feel like when you're using them before or even during your makeup, like it just makes such a huge difference in how glowy and again, natural the skin is looking. All right, so once I have my face oil on, and I do go into like my moisturizer, my serum before my oil, but I just thought I would show the oil step because I feel like that makes a big difference in how the makeup looks. So then we're gonna go in with our primer, and I'm using the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I like this one because it's smoothing, but it still gives you like a really pretty radiance. So look for something that's gonna give your pores a little smoothing action. And I've also been trying to do like little facial massages during this step. I think that makeup can be used as a form of self-care if you have time to do it. If you're in a rush, then it just like feels like you're obviously being rushed. But like when you're sitting there and actually taking your time, or at least for me, when I sit there and take my time, like I really enjoy doing my makeup and getting ready. So I've been trying to do little like, you know, facial massage techniques with my primer and oil just to like pinch in a little self-care into my makeup routine. So now we're gonna get to the actual foundation step. So this is where my technique has changed a lot over the years. Now looking back, I just like packed on makeup. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and if that is your vibe, then like totally go for it. But for me, looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I used to do my makeup so different than I do now. I feel like the whole less is more vibe is, it allows my skin to breathe and it allows my skin to show through, which I really enjoy these days. So this is my little foundation combo. MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is the shade NC35, and I take about that much. So this is a pretty full coverage foundation. Then I take a tinted moisturizer. This one is from NARS. It's their Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, which I love. And I'm going to put about that much. I guess a pea-sized amount, maybe like a little bigger than a pea, like an extra large pea size amount. Then I go back in with my oil. So again, Thomas Grove, the facial oil. I'm gonna do 2 drops. I have very dry skin, so I do 2 drops. If you have oily skin, I would probably say just to do 1 drop. I'm going to mix that together with my finger, and we're gonna make little dots around the face. And by applying it in the dots, I feel like this mixture can just like literally sink into the skin and sit really nicely on the skin, rather than applying it to, you know, a brush or a beauty blender first and then applying to the skin. I want it directly on the skin, and I like the little dots because it helps me get even dispersion. I'll kind of put a little extra towards the center of the face because I feel like most of the time, you know, that's where my problem areas are and stuff like that. So you can feel free to adjust the coverage to what suits your skin. Then I'm gonna take this guy right here. This is a Smith 115, which I really love for foundation because I just kind of stipple it in. And I feel like just mixing that full coverage tinted moisturizer and oil, it legit makes my skin look just like ethereal or something. Like, it is the prettiest combo. So definitely recommend, you know, if you already have a full coverage foundation on hand and a tinted moisturizer, try those out. See if this works for your skin, because that's really my new technique, is watering down a full coverage moment and making it customizable to my skin. And you see how this just like legit melts. It looks like skin, but you have the coverage of the full coverage foundation, which is what I love. Sometimes I get a little feel like I get into ruts where it feels like I'm just doing the same thing over and over, and it's like not really exciting me. When I started doing this combo and this application of the dots, I feel like I just like all of a sudden was like, oh my God, this excites me. Like, this is what I've been looking for from my foundation for so long. Something with the coverage that just looks like skin. And then the next step is you want to take a beauty blender and pounce everything into the skin. And what this does is this helps to like remove any of the excess product. So, you know, you don't want any foundation built up anywhere where it could start to look cakey by the end of the day. You know, I didn't pick up any extra product. I'm just using what is actually on my skin and pressing it further in. I feel like my anxiety is like up the roof today. Up the roof. Honestly, that's like a weird thing to accept, that like you're gonna have days like that, and that's okay. And that's something that I'm really trying to tell myself today, which is why I'm even bringing it up. We're not robots, you know, like we can't be happy and up here every single day of our lives. Like, there's gonna be times when, you know, you go up and down, and I think it's important to tell yourself that that's okay. So that's literally what's going through my head right now. Because I'm having like this weird anxiety today, I'm like rushing through this tutorial because I see the red dot that's like beeping at me saying that the battery's about to die, and I like really don't want it to die. So I'm like, I just need to take a deep breath. I'm rushing through it a little. I feel like I didn't really blend the foundation on my hand well enough as I normally do. And then now I feel like it doesn't look as even as it normally does, but I think you guys are gonna get the picture. Just like when I watch this back, I know it's gonna bother me if I don't bring it up. So yeah, normally I would bring and the camera died. So anyways, I just wanna point out, blend the mixture together really well on your hand. The skin just looks smoothed out. You can still see my little freckles, like my little mini freckles here, and it feels like skin. Like, I can rub my face and it doesn't look like I'm rubbing it off because it's so well sunk. Sunk, is that the word? Sunk into the skin. Then we're gonna go in and contour and highlight, which I've been loving the RC May palette. I've had this for a long time and I've like, you know, used it on and off throughout the years, but I really like it for this technique because it's so lightweight. So this is called the RC May Makeup Foundation / Concealer Palette in VK10. And what I basically do is I take this little brush. Well, first I'll take my blender actually, and I kind of just swipe between, oh my gosh, my palette looks really messy and I'm sorry about that, but I swipe between these two shades. And I literally just go directly under the eyes, and it really is a great consistency to blend in under the eyes, but have it really look like skin. I don't even really want to completely conceal my blemishes or my under eye circles or anything, because low-key, I kind of have been feeling lately, and tell me if you guys feel the same if you have a round face. I kind of feel like my under eye, like the divots, make my face look more angular. And I like that. Like you know, as you guys know, round face club. But I feel like it kind of like makes it look more natural when I'm not trying to completely cover them. And it just makes everything look like my face, but better, you know, and like have some angularness in there. So I'm literally just gonna press. And don't get me wrong, obviously I'm never gonna say goodbye to like my full coverage concealers, because I think there is a time when you're doing like your full glams, but on an everyday basis, or even when I've been doing like natural glams, I would say, like I do really like the more natural overall vibe. On my forehead, same 2 shades. I'm just kind of making like a little half moon right here in this area to highlight it. And same thing down here. For my nose, I do like to just go in with more of a typical concealer, because I feel like then I can get my nose contour to look more precise, because this one just like blends like really, really well, but almost too well for my nose contour highlight. So I'll take a little concealer on the tip of my beauty blender and press into the center of the nose. And the one that I just used is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in 21. So then I'm gonna stick with this same exact foundation palette and use these two. You can see these are like probably the most used shades in this palette, because I love this palette for contour. So I'm gonna take it on this brush, which is amazing. This is the Vanity Makeup contour brush, and she has one for like face and then also the nose, and the nose one is legit a must-have. Like if you have ever had issues or been intimidated by contouring the nose, this brush makes it so quick and easy. And I'll give you guys like a little sneak peek to it, but I was actually kind of thinking to do like a how to nose contour for beginners, and then show cream and then also powder, depending on, you know, what consistency you want to use. So let me know if you guys would want to see that. So I'm gonna apply this to the cheeks right over where the bottom of the cheekbone is, because we're trying to lift the face. So you want to do it right above where the cheekbone sits, around the sides of the face. And we're gonna make 2 little lines like right on the outside of where the concealer shade is sitting. Then out and under, and bring this up. Whew. And I'm gonna blend upwards. Oh, just like look at the glow. And when the foundation is lighter on the skin underneath, you don't really have to worry as much about other products wiping it off, because it's already so pressed into the skin, which is something I really love about doing less for the actual foundation. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of liquid highlight, liquid blush, and then set the face. Sorry, I totally forgot to film this part, but it's fine. After you set with the powder, you literally want to drench your face. Like, do you see how wet my face is with setting spray? So this is Fix Plus. I also really like the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, but I'm all out right now. So I love both of these because they just like literally melt everything in the skin, and you really want that after you've set. So like I said, just go in there, get your face drenched, because that is a crucial part to like my current foundation technique. And then let it dry. And if you have a fan, use a fan. Have a Beyonce moment. The red blinking is back. And this is the finished look. So you can see the skin is natural, but it's like the perfect mix of natural and glam. So that is the combo that I've been doing. Full coverage foundation, a tinted moisturizer, and an oil. And then just threw in a couple other tips for your base. So I hope you guys like the video. And if you're having a day like I've been having, honestly, it's all gonna be good. We all have days like this. You got this. You're good. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And I love you guys. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video.